Hi crochet family, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today I have a tutorial on face scrubbies. Now crocheted face scrubbies work really very great. I was also happy with not only the gentle scrubbing texture that it provided but also its durability. They can just, you can just throw it in the washer, in the dryer, and they wash off perfectly and they maintain their shape, so you don't have to spend those uh, extra money on buying new scrubbies ever so often. These really are durable and they really last long. They work up quite well, and I'm going to show you a very quick DIY scrubby today. So let's get on with it. So for the material, you will require 100% cotton yarn. Acrylic will not work for these scrubbies or for any of these facial scrubbies that we will be making. So I would highly recommend you use 100% cotton yarn. Cotton blend also will work, but 100% cotton is like, prime. It's like nothing can replace that. So over here I have I have my cotton soft knitting cotton yarn by White Rose. This is from thecrochetbella.com. I recently had an unboxing done. Of course this yarn was not in that, but I have that unboxing coming up very soon, where I unbox these cotton yarns and I show you. But this is an Indian brand. It is made in India, and it is a 100% mercerized cotton yarn, 50-gram ball. And along with this I will be using my faithful and my favorite 4mm crochet hook. But you can use any weight cotton yarn. It can be it can be a 3 weight, a 2 weight, a light weight, a worsted weight. Any weight cotton yarn will do, and the corresponding hook. Okay, so that's what we'll be focusing on, the cotton yarn. Now to begin our tutorial, I'm just going to slide this over and pull out a little bit of yarn so I can work easily. Do remember, this is a small tip, that whenever you're working with your cotton yarn or any other yarn, you should pull out little sufficient amount so your tension is maintained throughout your project. Okay, so moving on, we're going to start off with a magic ring or a magic loop or a magic circle. Okay, so I just recently posted a tutorial on how to do that. Please visit my others videos on crochet fundamentals, and you will find it out there. For your convenience, I will be putting the link in this description box as well. So how do we do a magic loop or a magic circle? This is my tail end here. I'm just going to wrap it loosely around my finger. Okay, and hold on to that loop. Take my crochet hook, poke it inside the loop, hold it out, pull my yarn through, and I'm going to just chain one. So this chain one just secures my magic loop, okay, or my magic circle. Now we are going to work our round one in this magic circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 12 double crochets into this magic loop. So for a double crochet, you yarn over. Again, I want to specify this chain one does not count as a stitch. Okay, so I'm going to yarn over, go into the loop, grab my yarn, pull through 2 and pull through 2. So this is my very first double crochet. I am going to do 12 in total. So I've got 2, 3, 4. Oops, got a little bit of a knot here. I'm just going to sort it out. Okay, yes, that's done. So coming back, 1 2 3 4 5, always keep a count of your stitches, 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12. So I'm just going to double check here. I've got here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So I got my 12 double crochets, and I'm going to close this magic circle. How do I close the magic circle? Grab your tail end and pull till the circle cinches up really nice and tight. Okay, and I'm going to do a slip knot. I'm going to do a slip stitch on the very first double crochet right here. Do a slip stitch, and that completes my round 1. So moving on to round number 2. Round 2, what I want to do is chain up 2. Again, this chain of 2 does not count as double crochet or does not count as a stitch. I just want to bring my yarn up to my further stitches. That's the reason why I did a chain 2. Now you can either weave in this end with a darning needle or a tapestry needle or a craft, big-eyed craft needle. What I prefer to do is, when I am doing my slip knot, my slip stitch, I just hold it with my working yarn and I pull it through. What this does is it gets it to the level of my double crochets, and I will just line it over and it just weaves itself in. So I don't have to worry about weaving this fellow in later on. Okay, so I'm just going to chain up 2 here, and I'm going to yarn over and go back into that very same stitch. Okay, from where my chain 2 arises, right here, that's my very first double crochet. I'm going to go back into the very first stitch, holding my tail end here, yarn over, pull through. That's 1. Go back again into that very first, very same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. That creates my 2 double crochet. So if you count, it's 1 and 2. Okay, the first stitch of the round does tend to get a little bit bulky, but it doesn't matter once the full product is done, full pattern is done. So the repeat pattern for this is you need to do 2 double crochets into each of the stitches. Okay, so this is my first 2. Go into the next one. See that your yarn tail is being held together. I got 2 here, so that's 4. Moving on, another 2 in the third. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 2 double crochets in each of the 12 stitches, 12 double crochets from the previous round. So at the end of round 2, I should have 24 double crochets. So I'm at the end of round 2 here. I have my 24 double crochets, and like I always say, I always stress, double check your count. So we are going to count 24 double crochets for round 2. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24. So I got my 24 double crochets, and I am going to slip stitch the very first double crochet, not the chain 2 but the very first double crochet that we did, and we are going to slip stitch. Okay, So this completes our round 2. Now moving on to round 3. For round 3, we're going to again chain up 2, okay, and we're going to go back into that very first stitch, very first double crochet, and do 2 more double crochets. Go into the next one and do 2 more double crochets. I'm sorry, I did 3 there. So I need to go to the next one and do 2 double crochets. Go to the next double crochet and do 2 double crochets. So that's the repeat for this round. You are going to do 2 double crochets in each stitch till the end of the row, till the end of the round, I'm sorry. And I'll meet you back at the end, okay, and we'll count our stitches and we'll complete this round together. So here I have completed my round 3 and I have a total of 748 double crochets at the end of round 3. So I'm going to find my first double crochet and do a slip stitch in there to complete my round 3. Now from here on out you can customize the size that you want, okay. So for me this size is sufficient and apt, but if you require a bigger, slightly bigger size, you can add just 1 or 2 rows more. And if you are happy with this size, we are going to do a small little edging or a border which gives it a nice edge, a nice feel to it or nice texture to it. So for the next round, which is round 4 and round 5, we are going to do a single crochet in each stitch. So I did a slip stitch and I chained up 1. Chain 1 does not count as a stitch in here. So I'm going to go back into the very first double crochet, pull up a loop and create my single crochet. So for round 4 and round 5, that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do a round of single crochet, creating a nice edge, creating a nice border to my scrubbie, and then I'm going to cut my yarn and weave it in. Now I personally do not favor or like working with the tapestry needle very much unless it is required, absolutely required. So on that note, I would like to show you my little trick that I do when I'm not in a mood to use the tapestry needle. So complete your rounds 4 and 5 with a round of single crochet only, okay, no increase, no nothing, just do a simple 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around for round 4, and again for round 5 do 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around, and come back to me after completing round 4 and I will show you how to end that row and how to weave in your end without a tapestry needle or a darning needle. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and complete my rounds 4 and 5 and I'll be back. So I'm back. I completed my 2 rows of single crochet for row 4 and row 5, and I have this beautiful piece right here. It looks gorgeous, it feels amazing, and I'm going to show you now. So I have connected with my slip stitch. I'm going to yarn chain up 1 and I'm going to cut my yarn over here. Okay, and just pull that slightly, pull that tight so that it gets secured over here, And what I prefer doing is hiding the tails on the back side, so your product looks really nice and neat out here. Now, to hide the tails, I usually recommend using a smaller hook than what you've done your project with. So I have used a 4mm crochet hook for this project, and I'm going to use a 3mm to weave my tail in, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So I got my 3mm here, and what I do is, after I pull this tight, I just go under the on the back side, under any loop, carefully, not to disturb the stitch, grab my tail and pull it through. So what you do with the darning needle is exactly what I'm doing with the crochet hook, and it works exactly the same way. Okay, so I'm just going to show you. Sorry about that, just kicked my tripod. Okay, so just find any other loop. See that you don't disturb any stitches, don't pull them too tight, but try and weave it in between those loops of chain loops and stitch loops that you've created. Don't tug on too tightly, just let it go, let it weave in as normally and as casually as you can. Now once you weaved in quite enough, like 2-3 times, when you're weaving in the next loop, just hold on to that, hold on to this loop, grab the tail end and pull it through, creating sort of a tiny knot. Okay, and again further I go on, grab that and just keep going. So this is what I usually do or prefer, because I am not much fond of sewing things. I'm not a seamstress, or I'm not much fond of the needle as per se. So I would prefer doing this rather than doing it with the darning needle. Like I said, it is absolutely your choice. If you feel that gives a neater finish with the darning needle, please go ahead. There's no hard and fast rule. Now when I have the remaining tail fray ends remaining, I just snip it off, and this was my tail end of the magic circle, which I have weaved in between the round 2 stitches. Okay, so there we have it, beautiful face scrubby, DIY face scrubby. Please leave your comments, let me know how you like this tutorial. Make sure that you visit the other videos on this channel, on my channel, and for any information or any details, do contact me. My contacts are present in the description box. Thank you so much, and God bless.